Hello everyone, welcome to this new Begrepen Quest video about discovering Warhammer 40,000, which, as opposed to Warhammer Fantasy Battle and Warhammer Age of Sigmar, takes place in the far future of the 41st millennium. In this video I will give you my thoughts on the recruit box, which is said to be the cheapest way to get started, and see if this hobby is for you. Is this box worth your money? So stay tuned as we try to find the answer to this question.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
So this is the recruit box. It's not a huge package, but as it says on the front, it's just a starter set. So let's open it up. The first thing we see is a recruit manual, like a small book, qualitative full color print. If we flip through it, we see some information to the hobby with pictures of models in games, an introduction into the worlds of Warhammer 40,000 and the factions of the Necrons and the Space Marines. There's also a guide on assembling the models in the box, scenarios to learn how to play the game, and data sheets on the models in the box. I can't help but feel a bit disappointed, as I kind of expected the core rulebook to be in this box, but well, just a starter set, remember. Then we have the same data sheets as they are in the book, but on thick paper, a playmat, which we will open later, standard GW D6 dice, bases to put our models on, and the plastic sprues that contain all the bits to build your models, both the Necrons and the Space Marines, of course. Finally, there are some plastic rulers that allow you to measure a total of 24 inches if you put them together. And also some transfers to put onto the models and a flyer of some sort for a different product. The box that contains all of this can be flipped over to create a piece of terrain. So that's what's in the box. Let's have a closer look at the playmat. It's made of paper, so not as the ones I talked about in my earlier videos, which means the creases of the folding are very visible. It has some markers on it for the scenarios in the recruit manual, and it's double-sided. So all in all, this paper playmat could be described as
not great or terrible.
That's what's in the box. Now, as a Warhammer Fantasy player, I'm used to getting my models on sprue. One of my mates, however, who is joining me in discovering 40k, does not share my experience, and when he got his box, I received this message. I can quite imagine for someone who's not familiar with the hobby that this may come as a bit of a shock when opening the box, since on every picture of the game you always see fully assembled and beautifully painted models being wielded, and not a bunch of grey plastic bits of soldier. Luckily, the recruit manual provides some guidance as to how to assemble the models. And since all bits are numbered, let's get cracking. I first cut out all of the bits I needed for each figurine. When we've done that, it's time to
assemble.
First, I take off the sprue leftovers on the body parts by twisting them off or cutting them off. Then I file away all the remnants and traces. Repeat this step for every bit, and then you can click them together as shown in the manual. You can slightly dip the parts with some plastic glue before clicking them in place, because that will make sure everything stays nicely together. Now onto the painting. I'm using the Army Painter Speed Paint Starter Set. with the extra paints of Rune Grey speed paint and plate metal and bright gold metallic paints, just in case you were wondering. The color scheme for the Necrons was quite clear. They're metal robots with hellish green energy weaponry, so painting them was straightforward. For the Space Marines, I had to decide on a chapter, so I followed Bricky's advice.
The golden rule of collecting Warhammer. You will always have a better time with the army whose lore you like and design you prefer. Always buy the army you think are the coolest.
Picking the army that suited me, that I liked, what I liked the aesthetics of, that got me to the Space Wolves.
If you love Viking aesthetic and you love Space Marines, get the damn Space Wolves.
So I tweaked my models with some fur and the hammer for the sergeant, and I gave them the Space Wolf color scheme. So now that all models are painted, we're ready to go and explore the scenarios from the book. Stay tuned for the next video where I discuss how we experienced that. Thank you all for watching this video. Do you like this Warhammer content? Then please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out our other content, there might be something you also like. See you soon.